Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's Tuesday. Now, I know I normally don't put out a video on Tuesday, but I read these two articles in real estate that I think you're just going to find fascinating. I know I found them fascinating. I want to talk about them. I got no one to talk to about it, and I thought about you guys. I say, hey, maybe they want to hear about it. First, let me go over the stock market. Stock market today, we opened up 400 points on the Dow. Then we dropped down 300 points. We're having a very volatile day in the stock market. Now, as I said yesterday, I'm mostly in cash. Now, the reason I'm mostly in cash is because I expect the two gaps down below to get filled. In other words, I expect the market to come in from here. Now, we do have a gap above also. That's why I'm not short the market, but I'm in cash, and I'm hoping for that little pullback. But I do think this market's still going higher. Look it. We're in what's called the bottoming process. We're in the process of making a bottom. Now, maybe we've already made the bottom. Maybe we come down and have a higher low, or maybe we take out that low. We haven't quite made the bottom yet. It's a process. It takes time to play out. But I do think once we get that bottom formed, that we are going to go higher. Look, they're going to push this market higher. They're going to do it by buying assets. They're going to buy stocks if they have to get this market to go up one more time. If you didn't get the big short in the last 6 months, you're going to have another chance to short the market. But I do think it's going to come in first. I think it could come down and test the 200-week moving average. So I am mainly in cash right now. I do want to buy this market, but I want to buy it at a lower figure. Okay, that's the stock market. Now let's move on to this real estate stuff. It's fascinating to me. All right, the first article, anyways, it was on Yahoo Finance, right? Yahoo Finance comes out and they say home prices surged to record highs. Well, if you look at it, look at the record highs. These were back in April. Now, April record highs, right? Okay, so if you got record highs in April, when were those homes sold? Well, they're probably sold back in February. Now, in February, we didn't have that big interest rate spike yet, where mortgages went from 3% to 6%. So, yeah, I'll agree with the article, but if you just watch mainstream media, they'll let you think that this housing market is just doing wonderful. Get out there and buy before it goes higher. That's mainstream media, right? But let's talk about what's going on in this other article I read. Now, this other article was from Realtor.com, and it's slanted towards real estate agents, real estate brokers. I'm a real estate broker. Now, they were actually, which was amazing to me, they were actually admitting that prices are starting to soften. They're starting to soften. Well, I thought that was fascinating. But then they said that home sellers are advised to readjust expectations. They have too high of expectations. They should readjust their expectation. Home sellers. Now, I do agree that home sellers cannot be greedy anymore. They cannot. Okay, so you go back 6 months and you look at what Billy Bob sold his house for down the street, right? And that was probably at a record high. Well, you could tack 10% onto what Billy Bob sold for, and you'd still have a line out the door. I mean, people would be flooding your open houses, trying to get in, trying to make offers, and you're 10% above what Billy Bob got. Well, things have changed. Things have changed. To move forward 6 months to where we are now. Now, Billy Bob got out at the top. But if you deduct 10% from where Billy Bob got out at, you're still not going to have anyone at your open houses. You're still not going to get any offers. Look, the market has changed. The market's coming down. Now, that's just what's going on in a lot of areas. Now, of course, not your area, but this is what I really want to talk about. Okay, all right, so showings, the amount of people's showings, the amount that, like, for example, when I have a client, they want to look at a house, I call up, make an appointment, and hopefully I can get an appointment to show them the house, right? Well, showings are down over 50%. Over 50%. Showings have dropped. And that's in a lot of states. I'll just name you a few. California's one, Arizona's one, and Florida's one. showings. They're down 50%, right? Now, okay, so when you got nobody looking at the houses, you don't get offers on them, right? So what happens? Well, people start to reduce the price. Now, they listed it up here and thinking they could get Billy Bob money, thinking they were still hopeful. So many people are still hopeful. I want to get what Billy Bob got. Well, that's too late, but they're hopeful. They listed it up there, but what'd they do? Well, it hasn't sold for 2 months now. And they're starting to panic. They're starting to panic because someone down the street, they just listed their price 10% below Billy Bob's house. Oh no. So they got to get under it, right? They got to get under that 10% off sale. So they go maybe 15% off. But here's the thing. Okay, so price reductions. I get, all my email boxes filled with price reductions, even my text messages now. Realtors that know me, they text me, hey, Mike, you got a buyer? This one's been reduced $200,000. In my area, the average price reduction is $93,000. Okay, and in my area, price reductions are running around 25%. 25% of homes that are listed in my area have already had a price reduction. Now, here's what's fascinating. There are many states, many areas that are already having 50% of listed properties have price reductions. Now, some of these cities would be like Denver, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Utah, Boise, Idaho, Portland, Oregon, Tacoma, Washington. The list goes on and on. But they got 50% of the listed properties are already in panic mode. They're going, oh no, we listed it too high and we're dropping it, right? I mean, it's just, to me, that's just fascinating stuff. That's 50%. Now, when you got 50% price reductions, I mean, that's, pretty much close to where it was in the crash of '08. I mean, you're going to get a crash. Now, they still say, I love this article because it's geared to real estate agents. They still say that we're in a seller's market. And I'm like, really? Really? Who are you going to sell to? Look, just because there's low inventory doesn't mean you're still in a seller's market. If 5 people have to sell their home and there's only 2 buyers, believe me, it is not a seller's market. It is a buyer's market, and those prices will drop. Those prices will even crash. People hate when I say that word crash. There's going to be a crash in the real estate market. Look, I don't know what you call a crash. I call a crash half off. And yes, I believe it will be half off when it's already done. A lot of these price reductions are already 10, 20, 25% off. Now, maybe that's not a crash yet, but hey, it's building up to a crash and it's just getting started, right? I mean, if you want to get out, now's the time. This is just my opinion, but I find it so fascinating how they're still calling it a seller's market, how they're calling it we're having a little bit of softening in the real estate market. Look, at the real estate market has had a violent change. When you double interest rates of mortgages from 3% to 6%, there's a violent shift that just happened in the real estate market. That mainstream media, they're not going to report on this probably till September or October. They're going to go, oh my goodness, real estate's changed. I'm telling you, it's already changed now. It's changed now because prices are starting to drop. 50% price reductions in many cities. That's a change. And the change is happening right now. The seller's market's gone. We're in a buyer's market in most areas. Of course, not your area. We're in a seller's market in your area. Look, I don't know where this will end up. I know it will take time to play out. I know it doesn't happen overnight, but it is happening, and it's happening very quickly, much quicker than I expected. This is happening like that. Now, you go from 3% mortgages to 6% mortgages. What happens when you go from 6% mortgages to 12% mortgages? Now, 3% turned into 6% in about a month, right? So it could happen again. Now, I don't actually think we're going to 12%. No, I don't. But I could easily see 10% a year from now. And I could easily see, let's call it 8% by the end of this year. interest rates are going higher. Mortgages are going higher. People don't want to lend on mortgages anymore. The government's not buying those mortgage-backed securities anymore. They used to buy $40 billion a month of mortgage-backed securities. That kept the rates low. And now they're not buying, but they're also selling those mortgages. So there's no one that wants to lend someone money for 30 years, even at 6%. That's going to go up. I'm telling you, mortgages are going to go up, and that's going to put this downward pressure on the real estate market. It's just the way it works. It's just my opinion. Maybe in your area, there's not going to be any changes, but I'm telling you, a lot of the homes that are dropping 25% already are in the outskirts of town. They're in the outside areas, and that's going to come into the town, to the city you're at. It's creeping in there. It's changing. I don't know. This is my opinion. You got your opinion. If you like this rant, just a little rant, I know it's a Tuesday, but give me a thumbs up anyways, because it's Tuesday. Get out there. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. I might talk to you again tomorrow. I get so excited. I do appreciate all of you. I know we got a small little group here, and I know maybe you thought my title to this video was a little bit of clickbait, but it's a fact. We got 50% price reductions in many cities. Now, that's not in price, but it's being 50% of listed homes are price reduced. And I think that it could go up even more from here. This is just the start. Hold on to your belts, everybody, because it's starting fast. Get out there. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.